Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the last trailer we're going to cover, which is Dishonored: Death to the Outsider. Okay, which is looks like it's maybe a spin-off or continuation of Dishonored 2, which was released out a little bit earlier. It's already been released. Yeah, this one was also pretty interesting. After we're done up with this and finished with the comments on this, we'll try to go ahead and wrap up our thoughts on the whole of the Bethesda presentation. And I know there's like maybe one or two notes that we want to go ahead and say about it. All right, but I've got Dishonored: Death to the Outsider queued up right now, and if you're going to want to follow along, you hit play in 3, 2, 1, and play.
Peggy 18.
Meat hooks. Yay.
She just walks by.
Yep.
Yeah, well, the guy they had mo-capping on the heavy bag doesn't know how to hit the heavy bag.
That was almost point blank range.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to turn down the audio on my end for this particular one because I know the track that they used on this is licensed, so again, I don't want this video to be hit with a copyright strike.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty.
She's taking out fucking the whole building.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's not a good sign. If you don't know what's going on, you're just looking out randomly.
No. And you never moved in front of
Oh.
But she teleported anyway. He was standing in the fatal funnel. Why does that look like a robotic Robin rescuing Bruce Wayne?
A robotic Burt Ward? Too soon? Ah, too soon. I'm sorry.
No, Burt Ward is still alive, but
Damn. You see the look of that guy's or
damn it, no Switch version.
So, but September 17th, or September 5th, right? 15th, yeah, 2017. That one's going to be coming out quick. All right. Let me go ahead and let me go ahead and go full screen for everybody here so that we don't we can go ahead and talk about our thoughts on this and also wrap up our thoughts on Bethesda for E3. What do you guys think about Dishonored: Death to the Outsider?
Wow.
Yeah.
Just wow. I mean, I still have to dab into this.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, this has part 1 and 2 on there because it's the limited edition. I mean, Gray Mouse, you have it also.
I do.
Oh God! But that trailer, I'm just like, fuck. The fucking teleporting robotic Robin went behind and just like, fuck you. Wait, and that, like Reverend said, that dude had no idea what was going on. Just
Can you imagine that, walking out to work saying, what the fuck was that? And just looking around and then realizing somebody's cutting your throat open. That'd just be a fucked up way to finish up the day, wouldn't it?
Why wasn't that person teleporting behind everybody else? I guess they wanted to save that for the most and humiliate the one that just had no clue.
Brother had no luck, man. That's how that goes. What about you, Great Mouse? What are your thoughts on it?
Don't be losing your head, right?
Yeah.
But man, Dishonored. Yep, that's going to happen too.
Yeah.
That kill lived up to his name. He got dishonored.
I would like to actually. I know it's a trailer, but I would like to actually see a little bit of gameplay.
Right.
That is out in September. I would think that they would have done that. Maybe because we're just talking about the initial.
It wouldn't be surprised if it appears on Sony stage tomorrow.
No, because it's out there on. Because at the end of the conference, what's his name came on the stage and said that all games that was shown will be.
Oh yeah, they're playable.
So they're playable. So we'll probably get some gameplay.
Maybe they'll show it on the PS Pro. Whoa.
Yeah.
To try to tighten their chokehold over, yeah, we're doing this, and the Xbox One X. Yeah, wait, fucking are those games gonna be actually compatible for those two consoles?
I imagine so, especially that they're coming out in September, and
But
that's
fucking
when,
the fucking Xbox One S is coming out later than that, though.
Yeah, so this one, as far as goes, given the time frame, it would have to be compatible with PS4 and also what was it, and PC or Steam like that. So, yeah, October. It's before the launch of the Xbox One X.
I'm pretty sure that every game that we saw from Bethesda's conference has probably already went gold. They're probably pressing discs now, or very close to it. They have to be in order for them to be released in the next month or 2 months.
I guarantee all of them were running on PC.
Yeah, I think as far as Bethesda's presentation went, I think they were pretty much. I'm gonna assume that the majority of them were running on PC. Okay, although I'm, they didn't go out of their way and say whether or not they're running on Xbox One X, especially considering the things that they went ahead and they showed for Quake and the other ones. All right, now like Grey Mouse, my biggest concern with Dishonored: Death to the Outsider is the fact that it was all cutscene. Okay, there was really no indication that anything that was happening was actually in game, or even for that matter, using the in-game engine. Okay, yeah, there wasn't anything that was indicating that. A lot of the other trailers that were given by Bethesda, as far as their presentation goes, there were at least hints, all right, at least things that were showing that, look, this is something that looks like gameplay. With this particular one,
gameplay was shown.
Yeah, with this particular one, it looked cool, and yeah, brother got done wrong in the end, but
no,
yeah, it didn't.
He went in the situation. He knew what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, but still, it didn't. There really was no. Yeah, there was really no real indication that it was actual in-game engine, though. That's what I'm saying. Okay.
That's the only thing I was concerned about that trailer was that it was all trailer.
Agreed.
Yeah. So again, like we said in previous other videos that we put out regarding the E3 coverage and everything, buyer beware. Really, there's so many instances that we can remember of trailers coming out during an E3 announcement that when the game actually comes out, whether it's a few months or a few years afterwards, that the game looks nothing like the initial trailer. So
you have to worry about a few years afterwards because it's going to be released this year. So
yeah, this one's coming out in October. So
all of them are coming out this year. Yeah.
Yeah.
How long have they been working on this shit? If these games were coming out within the range of 4 to 5 months.
Yeah. I mean, we're in June and we got what 5 months left in the year.
Well, the thing about this though, let's just go ahead and let's talk about the Bethesda presentation as a whole in the next 15 minutes, okay? The thing about it is that one thing that I noticed was that none of the games that they put out, none of the games that they offered to anybody at all, there was nothing original. There was no new IPs at all. They were all sequels or spin-offs or something else to an established IP or something that had already come out previously, okay? Granted, some of those IPs have been dormant for a few years, but none of this was brand new stuff. Okay, they were all sequels or spin-offs and things like that. Because of that, they didn't have to worry about building anything. Well, they didn't have to build anything conceptually from the ground up. Okay, I gotta go ahead and make sure that I specify that. Okay, yeah, sure. Even if it's a sequel, if they're building the new mechanics and stuff from the ground up, I understand. But as far as conceptually goes, like setting, the characters that they're dealing with, how they want the game to feel, and everything else, they have something else already existing to go ahead and reference. All right, and that's probably one thing that they had working in their favor for this particular one. But I cannot shake the feeling that this whole freaking presentation that Bethesda put together was really influenced last minute by the fact that Microsoft decided to go ahead and bump them from their usual spot on Sunday and eat up the majority of the time that they would have otherwise.
I'm surprised that Microsoft actually went on a Sunday.
Yeah, but considering the position that Microsoft is in, it did them a lot better to go on first than otherwise. Let's just put it like that. What about you, Grey Mouse? What are your thoughts on the presentation as a whole?
Well, as a whole, I have to agree wholeheartedly. Forget what you said. I mean, everything was an already established IP, everything.
Yeah.
And that was or has been established for years. We're not talking about new IPs like in the last 5 years. We're talking about new IPs that go way back with Quake. Dishonored has been out for a long time, and so has
last generation.
So has Fallout 4 that's been out. Skyrim's been out for a long time. What's the other one?
Wolfenstein.
Wolfenstein's been out. Evil Within has been out. So yeah. But what I do disagree with you is I don't think that they did get bumped from their slot, from their safe space. I said it. From their safe space on June or on Sunday. That I don't think that had any influence on what they presented. I think it was just, this is what they're going to present anyway. I don't think they changed anything, because if they had something else, they would have probably shown it. So, I mean, Bethesda, and again, this is just the beginning. We're here on Sunday. This is just the beginning of E3. There's still a whole thing going on next the coming up week. And, sometimes things are not announced at the presser. Sometimes things are announced during the week, kind of in a hush-hush tone type thing. We've had it happen before like that. So overall with me, very good, Bethesda. I was impressed, but no new IP, and it seems like even EA had a new IP.
Yeah, that's
two of them.
Ooh, wow. Now that you go ahead and frame it like that, that is kind of funny. What about you, Theme? What was your thoughts on this particular one overall?
I liked the presentation as a whole because, again, there were no humans. Hey, how's everybody doing tonight?
Yeah.
Wasting our time or anything like that. They just they showed this amusement park type of thing, and it was brutal because look at all their games.
Yeah.
Their games have a lot of brutality toward them, so it was just, and as these two pointed out, there was no new IP, but there were IPs that we wanted them to come back, succeed, and do better, and it looks like that they've done that.
Yep.
At least, okay, in the defense of EA, they have two new IPs, but Madden was basically the same. FIFA was basically the same. At least you took a look at Quake and you're like, you took a look at fucking Fallout VR. You were like, okay, that's something new and interesting. Fucking Doom, Dishonored. Fucking Elder Scrolls is going on the motherfucking Switch.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, damn, solid. It was a solid presentation, and then it was under what, 40 minutes?
It was like 35, 40 minutes. Yeah.
That
didn't take that long at all, and they got to the point. They're like, we're here. They introduced, my mom makes video games. My father makes video games. They did all that shit at the beginning. They showed the amusement park. They showed games, and they showed people the door.
Yep.
So they were
like go out in the foyer and play my games. They're out there
now. Here are the games that we have here today. Now go out and sample them motherfuckers.
Yep. So if you were to give them a grade, what would you grade the conference theme?
I would give them a solid A, just because of what they showed. They hit every emotional roller coaster.
Yeah.
In this fucking conference. It was just like, God damn, you were either like, oh, or you cringed at what was happening, or you had a confused look like, what the fuck is going on? And then they got to the point as far as the game, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
They still left you open for interest in all their fucking games that they brought out. Amiibos on a third-party game for the fucking Switch.
Yeah.
Damn,
Yeah.
seen it before?
It was like the opposite because there used to be third-party games as Amiibos. Now it's having Amiibos on third-party games.
That's what I'm saying. Have we ever seen that before?
No.
Well,
Not
hopefully.
Well, we didn't have third party, but
I mean, hopefully that'll set up a trend that we can expect to see more of. What about you, Grey Mouse? What did you think about? What would you grade Bethesda as far as their presentation goes?
No, I would give it a B plus. Just the fact that that there was no new IPs. Everything that was shown, the presentation is excellent. But I was really looking forward to seeing a new IP from Bethesda. EA had, like I said, EA had their own IPs, new IPs. Microsoft new IPs. So I just wish that that they would have shown something new, something that they've been working on behind the scenes. But like I said, the presentation was great. So I didn't take nothing. The only thing I dropped it down from an A- was that there was no new IPs.
New IPs. Okay. I would have to say with this particular one, I'm kind of torn. Because the thing is that I gave fucking EA an A-, all right? And the truth of the matter is that they only went ahead and they showed off like 7 games, 4 of which everybody fucking expected to see, all right? Everybody knew it was fucking coming because it's part of their yearly lineup and everything, right? Out of the other 3... 2 were new IPs, and one was one that was returning that people were like, oh, that's nice. But after after a little bit longer, examination and looking back at what they've released before, it's like, ooh, well, maybe they were really, really lazy with that particular one. So with this particular one, like I said, I gave EA an A-. I'm going to give Bethesda an A, all right? With this particular one, I got to say that this is a presentation that's going to have people talking about the presentation itself for a while. Okay, for the next few weeks, they're going to have people talking about the presentation itself. All right, what they showed off, it's very rare that you sit there and you show me a series of games and stuff like that, and I walk away saying, oh, the grand majority of those games, more than 50%, actually in this case, more than 80% of it, I would be interested in going out of my way to go ahead and spend a few minutes on, okay? Yeah, that sounds really fucked up, but I'm telling you the truth as a middle-aged gamer who has very, very little time to himself to actually play games, all right? That means a lot to me. So my spare time means a lot. The other thing too is that you're gonna make me actually be interested in a fucking genre that I really do not like, all right? First-person shooters, okay, or games that rely on the first-person viewpoint. Really?
Almost every game of their conference has that.
Exactly. They're all fucking first-person games, and I'm fucking interested as shit. All right, so I gotta say, really, really solid effort. This particular presentation and everything else was not a standard presentation. Maybe there was other circumstances that were going on. Okay, that's the reason why I brought up the whole thing with Microsoft bumping them from their usual slot. Maybe there were other circumstances that they were having to deal with. But look, Bethesda, to their credit, they were like, hey, we only got like an hour on stage on the biggest fucking industry show that comes every year. Let's make sure that whatever we put out, people are going to be talking about, and it's going to make an impression. Whether or not that's been an overwhelmingly positive impression, time is going to tell, especially over the next few days with the rest of the press conferences. But yeah, this is going to be one that people are going to be talking about. So, very solid effort.
I agree. I just wish that they would have showed something new, because it seems like Bethesda is starting to be a rinse and repeat type of company now, man.
Well, I think, generally speaking, this is just a comment on Bethesda themselves, not for this particular presentation. Yeah. And then we'll go ahead and we'll wrap it up. Generally speaking, I wish Bethesda, I don't mind them not showing anything new. I really want them to perfect the process and get the things that they're putting out now as solid and working as well as they can. Okay? Yeah. if you can't do that, don't move on to anything new. I'd rather you not.
And
I
know.
they got two of their franchises going to fucking VR.
Yeah, exactly.
Fallout 4 and Doom.
Yep.
So, and so that's another can of worms. That's another set of things that people are going to be talking about. But we're running out of time on this particular one, so we're going to wrap this one up. We want to know what you think about Bethesda's presentation. Our thoughts on the trailers that we had covered in this particular video. Are we off base? Let us know. You let us know by leaving a comment below. While you're at it, hit like, hit subscribe, especially if you like what we're doing around here. We would love it if you stick around. After that, all of our bullshit on Bethesda's presentation ends right here. I am the Reverend.
The theme here.
I'm Grey Mouse One.
Once again, for the benefits of common sense, logic, and gaming. Credits.
And that wasn't milk. No, 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 no.